How's it going, everybody? It's Shinigami. I'm here to bring you a channel update. I know I don't do these very often, but we're trying a bit of different stuff. All right, we've hit 175 subs, so I'd like to thank everybody who has subscribed for the content we make. I know it's kind of sporadic, a little bit random here and there. I'm guessing by what I have been getting the most views on lately has been my One Piece stuff. Don't worry, that's still coming out. And yes, there is a unfortunate abrupt break in the manga this week. Probably more so to do with Oda's health or having to deal with, focusing on other stuff. But we will supplement it. Like I said, I did want to get out a anime review for the 2 episodes that came out, the one from last week and the one from this week, which is stuff that I think it's just before I started covering the One Piece manga, but it's, if anybody's caught up, obviously you know what it is, right? The whole thing with Luffy versus the Gorosei, and you get a little bit of extra supplementary extra scenes in the anime that kind of fill in the gaps of certain events, certain dialogues, right? But yeah, we will be continuing that. But the other thing is, because it is October, I thought, why not try and, bit cliche if you would, in a way, let's play a few scary games, and I will try my best not to get too scared. I'm not very good with scary games usually. I'm a chicken shit, I will admit that, but we will do our best to play some games that are a little bit more frightening, right? So I got a few games. Obviously there's stuff like Repo, Five Nights at Freddy's, and I don't know if you want to consider it, but the Red Dead Redemption, the Zombie Nightmare fucking DLC, basically. We could definitely try those out, and I'll see what else we could find to kind of fill in the gaps. Not sure if it'll be live streams or actual videos, but we'll play around with it. We'll see what we turn them into. I think we will make a One Piece spooky video, something like that, right? Some of like the top 10 scariest mysteries in the One Piece universe, because there's quite a bit, I'm not gonna lie. If some of this stuff was real, it would send chills down your spine. It'd be making you freak the fuck out, because things like the whole I'm forgetting the exact name. Obviously I want to say the Bermuda Triangle, but the equivalent in One Piece, right? You have those giant shadows. Just a little teaser, right? Those shadows that you saw, not the ones from Skypiea, but the ones when they were leaving Thriller Bark, and you saw these giant shadows that kind of look like emu, obviously without the crown, with these glowing red eyes. That shit was freaky as fuck, right? And other things that can kind of be added into that would be, the cults in the One Piece universe, or even just areas and locations that give off such an eerie vibe. Obviously when we usually encounter these places with the Straw Hats, they kind of get a little bit of comedic relief to them. But if you thought about it a little bit more in regular terms, especially like any normal day human or marine, these places are fucking terrifying to be in. So there'll be that. I'm gonna put out another Pokemon video. Yes, Pokemon Legends ZA comes out this month. Still not sure if I'll be able to get it. We will see. But I know that game comes out mid-month, so we'll see if we put out anything for that. I don't have a capture card, so even if I did get it, it'd be played through a very crude way. It's one thing I kind of wish that the Switch 1 was capable of doing, which was live streaming from the console itself. But we make do with what we got. Other things that I wanted to kind of bring back and continue was my Ace in the Hole podcast series that I was normally doing. Was it last year? Last year and the year before? No, it was last year. Just with having been so busy with school, it gives me such little time to really be able to put into that, and with kids and other things in life that just kind of take up time. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to really dedicate that time to do it on a Saturday, even though it is a Saturday. Especially just being really fatigued. I'm sure many of you others the same age as me, right? 29, almost turning 30. You might be able to vouch for the fact that you're getting to a certain age and all of a sudden you can't stay up as late. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can push through. I know when I'm playing with my wife's sister's boyfriend and we're playing Marvel Rivals, sometimes I can push through to play till like 4 in the morning. Fucking hell, that's rare as hell, but then at the same time I am feeling it the next day. Let me know if y'all want to see some Marvel Rivals live streams. I don't mind doing that. I am not the best, but I am decent. Alright, we're almost to fucking platinum. Struggling when it comes to teammates, because I would say that whole thing is team composition, and if you have people that actually speak on the mic and can actually strategize, which unfortunately my partner has gotten deployed, so I don't really have that right now, but we were always willing to play solo, so let me know on that front. Yeah, we're down to play some scary games though this month and talk about some things that are a little bit more spooky. Here in Texas, there's plenty of stuff to go over that is spooky, right? You can even go over Chainsaw Massacre. You can go over the Chupacabra. I don't know. There's plenty of fucking stories that can be told, can be made videos, and I guarantee, I know they won't do the best as far as views, but we're willing to push them through because trying to diversify a little bit more evergreen content, because I know some of the stuff I make is very much time sensitive, and if you don't really watch it within the first few weeks, you get some drop offs on that, right? But we are trying to push through and actually make some stuff that will last the test of time. Yeah. What are we at? Almost 8 minutes. I can ramble on for a bit longer. The Pokemon Top 10 Dumbest Pokemon series that I've been doing for a minute, which again, I know that also doesn't get that much, but I love doing that shit because I feel like not many people have done a top 10 list like that, right? They always do top 10 favorites, top 10 weakest, best Pokemon to use for this generation or whatever, right? But top 10 dumbest, right? That is something that not many people really delve into. And we last stopped at Gen 5, so that means we'd be finally getting into Gen 6. As the generations go on, the roster gets smaller and smaller. The last biggest, amount of Pokemon we had to work with for that series was Gen 5, because they had 150 plus Pokemon added in that game, or in that generation. But with Gen 6, I know it's going to be a little bit tougher because there's about 80 something plus Pokemon that were added, but at the same time, most of them were bangers, right? And you really have to, I really got to think on to, all right, what makes this Pokemon dumb to be added into the list, to make onto the list? Obviously I'm not going to add Pokemon like Noivern or fucking even Avalugg. I think it's not a bad and not dumb Pokemon, right? Because it's a fucking iceberg. I'm sure I can think of a few, maybe Klefki. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and I really fucking start drawing a blank because Gen 6, I really did like quite a bit of them. Doughblade, Aegislash, and even Hone Edge, all of those are fucking good. But we'll make the list. We will actually do that soon as well. Obviously, that one will have a little bit more editing than we normally do, because I like doing that top 10 shit. But with that being said, yeah, look forward to more videos, more live streams, and a little bit more spooky content for October. Yeah, with that being said, let me know if you have any suggestions, any games that you wouldn't mind me playing, preferably if they are free on the Steam or anywhere else really. But yeah, we will fucking look forward to that shit. I look forward to giving you content, and I greatly appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you for the subs, thank you for the likes, comments, and everything else in between. It has been my pleasure, and I hope to see you all next time. This is Shinigami signing out. This has been a channel update, and yeah, with that being said, have a good night, good evening, and good morning. We'll see you next time. Bye.